Hello everybody and welcome to a very special video. This video is being made to honor the 10th anniversary of the one, the only, the first Bionicle movie, Mask of Light. His 10th anniversary is actually today. And by today, I mean that, yeah, this is currently September 16th, 2013, and we just actually got done watching the Mask of Light late in the night. Now, this is going to be released, the following day. This is actually the preceding night, but hey, whatever. Now, without further ado, let's say our names. I'm Mesonak.
I'm LJ.
I'm Kahi.
I'm Tenebrain Victus.
I'm Alina.
And, well, I'm not really sure how we're going to do this. We haven't really structured it out or anything, but I guess it's just going to be us giving our thoughts on Mask of Light and how it's held the test of time. Now, we used to do what's called movie coverages, and I don't actually think any of them are up on YouTube. And we did them in the sense that you watched along with us and heard our commentary, but it was done in a way that I don't actually think anyone ever did it. Like, it was so bad, at times we'd be like, oh, pause, audience, pause, and restart when this is on the screen, do things, and
Wow.
it was quite bootleg. So we just
That was
not gonna bother with it this time. We're just gonna do a review. So who wants to go first? How do we do this?
I know. We should all pull straws.
Alina, do you have
Actually-
straws nearby?
I do. I just drew straws and I'm first, so.
You know,
See, if
we
this-
should have Kahi go last because knowing him, he's probably gonna cover every single point that we have on the movie.
Probably.
Probably.
You see, what I was gonna suggest is that we all do rock paper scissors.
Okay, let's do call rock paper scissors.
No.
Right, let's go.
Alright.
Okay, that's it. I'm not saying anything.
Alright.
Okay,
bad.
LJ.
This
How
is,
is-
this is the. No! Stop! Stop!
No.
Stop! I will just immediately stop talking if you do not figure out an order. Come on.
Okay,
three,
rock
two,
paper scissors.
Scissors. Okay.
So, Mask of Light is a movie made by Lego
Good job.
about the 2003 storyline.
Yes.
And I will not say it holds up. I will say it was good for its time. I feel like for a movie to really
I think it's bad.
hold up.
I think it's bad.
Do you think it's bad?
Kai,
I think it's bad.
Kai, riddle me this.
What?
Do you think
Alright.
that movie is superior or better than The Legend Reborn?
Oh, definitely.
It's better?
Hands
Which
down.
one?
Hands down. Mask of Light.
Okay. Then it has held up well for the test of time by Lego standards.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I just it's not one of those movies that I can watch 10 years later from when I watched it as a kid, or like just a couple years later, I guess, and be like, oh wow, this movie really holds up. Like we watched Nightmare Before Christmas like the other day last night, and that movie holds up. This one does not.
I have choice words, but
Yeah. I'm not really sure about
to
that.
be
I think
honest,
was fun.
I think Mask of Light can actually be very easily compared to that film.
Okay.
They both have actually fairly substantial world building qualities.
Yeah.
On their own, they're both fairly creative. They're very imaginative.
Yeah.
They have, I'd say, what's the word? Colorful characters?
Well, yeah.
No.
You do not believe the characters in
I
Bionicle
would-
Mask of Light were colorful. Kai,
They were
characters
colorful
by
in terms
definition
of
are
they
colorful.
had different colors.
Yes, by definition, they are
That's
colorful.
I mean when you no that's not when you say colorful characters you mean like they're actually different. Yeah, that's like saying like the freaking Care Bears are colorful.
They are.
Characters.
They literally are.
All right, whatever your lexicon of terms is, but I just like I can't. The world building has to kind of be more implied than anything else, and like I didn't feel like a lot of his stuff was implied. A lot of it was just kind of there. You didn't really see like the huts Summertorn lived in, or like anything they really did. You saw like a stadium and then like scenery, and then like one giant thing at the end, one giant lair or thing. And it's really kind of unclear what the deal was with that, honestly. Like at the end, Takuta Nuva basically he supposedly opens the door to Metro Nui, but then only the Taraga, the Toa, and like 2 Matoran, technically only 1 Matoran gets through.
Yeah, how did they explain that in other media?
I have no idea. I don't know how they got the door back up, and then they're like, all right, now everybody goes to Metro Nui.
Well, hang on. There might be different passageways because remember, Maze of Shadows.
True.
It's a bunch of
I guess
winding,
that's
winding
But
ways.
then they're like, why was it so important that Takuta Nuva opened that door? Why couldn't he just find another passageway?
Better yet, why couldn't they just destroy the rocks? If he can, okay, if Takuta Nuva is so strong that he can not only barely hold up the door with 2 hands, he can take 1 hand away and hold it up perfectly fine with no issue. He can break rocks. You know what I
Power
mean?
friends.
Wait,
Power
what?
friends.
Wait, did you
Well, he was
just
doing that for his-
insinuate that the power of friends can break rocks?
No, I'm saying that the power of friends can hold doors up with 1 arm. Power of friends.
Oh, so Takua and Makuta were friends after that Coley match?
No,
I can see that. The match looked really friendly to me. I mean, all of the collapsing columns,
Yeah.
Real
He
friendly
did-
match
He did
between
basically
friends.
leap at him at the last part
Hug.
there. He was
Give
really
me
happy.
a
to see-
hug.
yeah.
Anyway,
I don't. Yeah. I don't know. It's
honestly,
like I don't get that.
And let's go through the movie like scene by scene. Start off the beginning. That intro.
It was a pretty great intro, I'm not gonna lie.
Intro was pretty good.
I always enjoy the intro.
I easily, out of any of the movies, that was the best intro.
Yeah.
If you ask me, Vakama was the best had the best voice actor.
Vakama? I wouldn't say so.
Who would
But-
you say?
I don't know. I enjoyed the way that he was telling the stories and the way he spoke. It just seemed very Vakama-like to me. So
Honestly, I think that some of the voice acting at a few times are a little wonky, but I think they were all very fitting.
I
All.
did not like Takua and Jaller at all.
All LJ, choose your words carefully. All.
Oh,
Every single
yeah.
Even
one.
Liwa?
Yeah, you did not like Lewa.
Yeah, you didn't like
Okay.
Lua. LJ, you
Yeah.
hated Lua.
Liwa.
Yeah, what's the deal, man?
You hated Leeway.
Anyway,
I
yeah,
was
no,
sad that
I,
Liu Koro fell.
I swear, Liwa is my favorite character. He is not my favorite voice actor. Like Dale Wilson, I think it is. I know what he was going for. I didn't like it. Whenever you saw Liwa, you had to listen very carefully. I heard a little bit of an Irish twinge to his voice.
He did sound kind of Irish.
Had a little bit of an accent, but I don't know. I didn't really
That's
like
Russian. But okay.
it. Okay, anyway.
Yes.
But bottom line, the intro was amazing. Set the president. What else, guys?
President.
The president.
President.
Set the president.
Precedent.
It's set the
Press.
president. 2003.
Okay, shut up, Mr. Calander.
Oh, no, Mr. H.
Hey.
Hey.
It's a legitimate pronunciation.
For
Yes,
the-
yes, yes.
for the record.
Don't worry,
Heard it all
LJ.
before.
Don't worry, LJ. We'll help you pronounce things correctly.
At least when I say something, that would
No.
mean like a completely different thing.
You are one to talk, Mr.
President.
Miss Marijuana.
Hey,
Yes.
Whoa. What? Okay. Well, that aside,
Yes.
the animation in the movie is like it's very 2003-ish.
That is true.
You can
yeah.
you can kind of tell it's from like people are like churning out all these kind of more cheap-ish 3D animated stuff. It kind of reminded me of Beast Wars.
Beast Wars. What was
Transformers.
that? Oh, Transformers.
More of a meets the eye. That kind of
Transformers, robots in this guy. Okay, anyway, carry on.
Yeah, so It's not bad, but it's the one part of the movie that definitely looks dated.
I'll agree to a point. There were
Like
parts
some
which I
movies.
liked. Most of them
Yeah,
I
I'm
liked,
like,
but there were parts where
if you see movies like Toy Story, Toy Story 2, you can obviously tell the time they're made. But I feel like the animation there holds up a bit more because the way things are conveyed and the expressions and stuff.
Yeah.
This not so well in Masculite.
For
But-
its time, it is very easily one of the better films of its time.
yeah. And I also
in terms of
when
direct to
I'm
DVD
reviewing it,
kids films,
Dir- Yeah, direct to DVD.
when I'm like reviewing it, I will keep that in mind. I do try to keep that in mind. I don't judge it too harshly. I say like, okay, yeah, think of when it was made, then consider that it's based off of a Lego line, and then consider that it was direct to video. I think it's a pretty good movie, all things.
Yeah. It's better than most Lego stuff that comes out nowadays, at least.
Yup.
Not
Like
to
Chima.
name any names.
by hands down, it's better than any Hero Factory or even any episode of Chima ever made.
Well, what really blew my
Story-wise,
mind,
at least.
yeah, story-wise, animation quality, better.
Animation quality now.
What really blew my mind watching this was I've always had a bit of a controversial opinion regarding Bionicle movies, because for the longest time, The Legend Reborn was my favorite out of the 4 movies, and that is an opinion not shared by many. But slowly over the last couple of years, I've actually been rewatching the movies, and it's been very long since I saw them. I haven't seen this one in like 9 years. Okay, and it blew me away because every movie I kind of start to reconsider that point. Like, oh, I saw Web of Shadows, and it wasn't too impressive, but it was good, and good story, whatnot. Legends of Metro Nui, I can definitely see why people love that movie. Personally, the voice acting for both those was a little for me. I didn't think it fit as much as the characters in this one did. But this movie, I did walk away feeling satisfied, and I think that this one is now my favorite. Personally, that's my piece.
Lego will be very happy to hear this, Miso.
I doubt they care. Even
Are
if
you
they
sure?
watched, I doubt they'd care.
Are you sure that they would not? They wouldn't care.
Absolutely 100%
Pretty sure.
positive.
Aww.
It would not matter to them.
But-
If they cared, they should make us official canon to
If they cared, they wouldn't have canceled Bionicle.
They care
If
enough
they-
that
if they
were all
cared,
over that
If
movie.
they would have
cared-
put us in charge of Bionicle. That's just how it goes.
If they cared, they would bring us on so that we could go through and review all their stuff. Make sure it comes out top quality.
Well,
I mean, like, what,
but they
product
did care
testers?
enough, and I'm going to say this again. I'm going to
Yes.
say this again.
Oh man, we would have made the Okay, anyway, we're getting way off topic here.
Hold
So
on. I have something to say.
Yes, man, just say it.
Okay, if they cared about us, then they did. I mean, they did care about us because we were all over that movie, The Three Virtues, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
When we were reviewing the movie, I was making a couple comments about how it was really a metaphor for the podcast wars that take place on the internet. And, like, we were one podcast, the other was like a rival podcast that we once had. And, like, eventually the doors were opened to the fabled island of IBCP, where we must awake the sleeping man. And, like, yeah.
it's funny because he's actually asleep during this.
Haha.
So Var, if you ever hear this,
You won't.
hope you're having good dreams of not watching this movie on its 10th
Hope you
anniversary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes.
But yeah, so what next? The intro. There's the intro. The Coley match. I like this is the Coley match. Everyone was like, Envy was making references to our various different segments.
I felt that was
Taku-
actually a super useless scene. Very
Why?
sad. Well, because it's supposed to be set up to put in that Chevok skill thing later on. Oh, right, you guys don't know about that.
And also,
Okay,
world
so there's
building
like,
that shows they have sports.
woo, they have hockey. That's great. But All right, so Shevok skill is like a term for something. It means like, I guess like an episode of Star Trek. I believe I'm kind of guessing at this point. I've heard the term used on TV trips a lot, but I'm not really sure of its origin. I'm pretty sure it was used by someone in Star Trek. I think it was called like Shevok's gun, and like they would show it early on in the episode, and like you kind of forget about it, and then it would. It's a bit of a foreshadowing thing, but it's something that you kind of know. Like if some guy teaches this one of his apprentices this move, like Mr. Miyagi in Karate Kid, like he does that crane thing, right? That's a Shevok skill, and at the end he does the crane thing.
So,
Yeah, wax on, wax off, no
Hey,
can
Kahi.
defend. No. What? Yeah.
Hate to break it to you. The term's called Chekhov's gun.
Chekhov's.
Oh, come on.
Chekhov is the guy
Okay.
in Star Trek.
Kai, you failed us again.
You're right.
You failed us again.
I can't. It's late. It's like 1 a.m. in the freaking morning.
I hate your
I-
pronunciation.
All right. Well, Chekhov's.
And I have bad
Chekhov's.
pronunciation,
Chekhov's.
apparently.
You do.
You do.
Chekhov's skill,
No.
or Chekhov's gun, or the kind of foreshadowing thing, is used in a lot of media, but it's super obvious when it's done in this kind of manner, where this character couldn't use it before, character becomes better, character can use this again, and it's kind of lame. And the whole Coley match sheet is basically just to do that, because like the other characters that are introduced there, aside from Holly and Joller, never seen again. Maku, not even in this movie, outside of that. Hyuki and Hafu, what? You forget they exist by
that is
the
true.
third scene.
That is an issue. But hey,
That is
they're
kind
not
of an issue.
important.
So I just felt that it was kind of like it. If you're trying to service to a new audience, suddenly they're playing like this game, and then what?
The spirit of competition, and it also foreshadows the Coley match later on.
Which is why I hate it. I feel it's kind of useless. I feel like they could have cut that scene completely. Actually shown the Matoran in their villages. Something about Takora that made us, actually dislike it being burned down.
Yeah,
Or,
yeah,
sink-
that
but
did
it-
kind of come out of the blue.
It did kind of come out of nowhere. All you know is like this random place is now gone, and you're like, that's great. Except I never saw any of this random place before, so why am I supposed to be upset that it's now gone? I feel that could have been better used. They could have introduced the characters there, maybe. I don't know. That's one of my problems. Only one.
Only one.
Anybody else?
One out of many.
One out of many.
I didn't really.
Whatever.
I didn't really look at this movie from a critical standpoint, because that is not my purpose here. I am the objective. Haven't seen it in 9 years. Have no prior negative things because I barely remember the movie. That is not my role. You guys voice your negative concerns. Eljo, what's one thing you didn't like? Okay, you may go first.
Wait, am I just talking about negative
Just
or what?
name
negative.
one thing you didn't like.
Well, of course, and it's been covered. The animation. I mean, yeah, at its time, it's fine, I guess. But then again, it's really dated now, and it is a kind of flaw for it if it only holds up then and not now. So that's what I think about
Yeah.
like at least the texture qualities and the modeling in that sense. Not so much maybe the animation itself, but the tools.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I feel like if you're limited tool palette, you can still do a lot of good animation for characters. You don't, even though they didn't have all the tools that we do today, they could have done a lot more in terms of expression, in terms of like kind of movement. Any early Pixar film, will show you that. But yeah.
Aldo, what's one thing you didn't like?
Yeah, well, aside from Lewa's voice actor, yeah, the animation does look a little bit dated. The texturing is definitely an issue in some places. But I kind of do agree with Kahi on the whole Coley match thing at the end. Not in the beginning. More toward the end. With the whole Makuta Mechnui thing. And sure, some things were a little bit ambiguous, like where did Usanui come from? How did Takua know to make the Usanui? Or occasionally Liwa's flight seemed just copy paste him down.
Yeah.
So just a few nitpick things. It does seem a little bit dated at times. Lee was
like,
my biggest complaint. Ironically.
My thing is like another thing, I guess, is the characters seem to know how to do stuff when they shouldn't know how to do them, or like it's like a new situation that comes up that's never happened to them before, and they somehow know exactly what to do. So Taku gets infected with the Rakshi, and Gali automatically knows what to do, and it's not like she's there's no presence for that. Precedence.
Oh, come on, yeah, you're doing it too.
I'm doing it now.
Precedent.
Precedence. Yes.
But Kahi, she is one of the wisest Toa in the group
Favor.
next to Onua.
Well,
You don't just figure it out of nowhere.
Exactly. You can't just like someone. You could know a wise person. They know what's kind of going on, but they don't actually know how to perform open surgery on somebody. It's not like just because you're wise, you suddenly know how to do this. How
Not
is
that
Gali?
difficult.
How is Gali supposed
Knife
to know
slash.
that her water can cure someone from mind control? When did that ever come up into play? Also, the Usanui, Taku was like, well, I have an idea. Once Makutas will return to him, which is, how do you know that? That doesn't even make sense. Like, how do you just know that it's going to return to him? What if it doesn't? Like, it would make perfect sense for it not to return to him if they're dead, Like, what? How did you? He speaks it like everybody should automatically know this. Like, it's a deduction he's made. There's no reason why it should return to him at all. I don't know why he said that. And then, like, he suddenly knows how to build, like, a spaceship thing, like, just out of basically dead animal parts. So, thumbs up.
Wow.
And then, of course, at the end, Vakama somehow knows that Holly's supposed to send him this one circle, and Jala's supposed to send this other circle, and he's supposed to put the mask in the middle circle. And somehow, not only will Takaniva come back, they will all go and, like, do reawaken the Great Spirit. And by reawaken the Great Spirit, they don't do that for another 5 years.
Okay, this is kind of all over the place in the format we're doing this. Like, we were supposed to be doing it scene by scene, but hey, that's what you get. This is meant to celebrate. This is not meant to
Probably.
bemoan.
Can I put?
Yes,
Can I put in my piece?
sure.
First of all, I was not a huge fan of most of the voice actors. The second thing is when Takua became Takanuva, I don't think that he's supposed to have that well of knowledge of his body if he grows that fast. Like, obviously he'd be a klutz. So why weren't we seeing klutziness in the Coley match with Makuta? Because my brother is 6'11", and he is still having issues with adjusting to his body, and he is on a free scholarship for his basketball skills. So...
That's a good point.
I'm still trying to figure out how Takua was able to master his body so
it's
quickly.
Like it's not even just like, oh, he could fight normally so quickly. It's like he can do crazy kick flips and spin.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And then it's like the Toa Nuva, sorry. They have been training and honing their senses for years, and it's like this for all of the other Toa that you read about.
And like he's able to just do all this crazy stuff against Makuta.
I know some gymnasts, right? And sometimes, if you can practice like a move again and again, if you get a growth spurt, it just throws your sense of, balance and when you should land and all that kind of stuff. It throws it off.
Mm-hmm.
Takua has grown twice in size, and he's probably practiced that move, that he does the flip thing at least several times. I've seen multiple times if he tried to do it in the, the big game.
Yeah.
But if not, like, why is he suddenly able to do it when he's twice his size and should not be adjusted to moving and running and
it's
doing
like,
stuff so
like, how long did he have to practice? Like, how long did it take them to build the Usanui? Like, overnight, 2-3 days at the most, right?
No. 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's
This
be
is
honest.
going by the time in the movie.
Okay, fine. Maybe a couple of hours because
So, yeah, and it's like, where could he have gotten the practice in that time? Because he was no one had any clue how to build this thing except Takanuva, so he should have been the one who was building it for the most part.
Yeah.
So I don't know why he, like, I get having the Toanuva holding the stuff so that he can put it all together, but why was he having the Toanuva put stuff on the Usanui, and he wasn't even directing them, they were just randomly putting it on.
Yep.
maybe when he became a Toa. Okay, maybe when he became a Toa, he got some masterful artistic abilities and drew blueprints with the Mask of Light.
Epic sigh.
I mean, he can generate holograms. It's just
Wait,
why
you're
is he
right.
an
Wait,
engineer? all
no,
of a sudden?
no, not at that time.
Not at that time.
Wait. So you're like, no, it's perfectly fine that he's able to create like this giant mechanical thing out of nowhere, complete nowhere. He's shown no aptitude for this before.
Nitpick.
But he can't do holograms.
Nitpick.
This is
In
not a
this-
nitpick. This is a critical flaw in the
Okay.
movie.
It is kind of bad.
In the story, he only recently developed the ability to make holograms when we saw him make holograms.
So
Bottom
when
line,
he
yeah, there are
developed,
some flaws.
when he developed the skill to make the Usel new.
Dang it.
I all knew
it.
it.
Okay.
Come
okay.
on,
There are
Kai.
flaws. It is a dated movie.
Whatever.
Yes, all we've done is nitpick and criticize what is
Yes.
good about this movie at
Yeah,
this
Not a
point.
lot, really.
Come on.
Not a lot to you. You didn't even like Bionicle to begin with, so
Yeah, you-
go
Well,
away.
no, I
You
love
never read-
Bionicle.
you never read the
No,
book.
you
But,
don't.
like,
No, all you
yes,
ever
I
do
totally
is
do.
whine and
Kai,
complain.
Alright,
you're a
alright,
poster
alright,
fan.
alright, alright.
It's
You're
like
a-
Star
You're a
Wars.
poster
How-
fan.
I-
Never read the books. Never read the books.
Alright.
Never read the books.
I will put in
It's like
I
Star
will-
Wars. Dude.
I will put in my favorite part about the movie, and that was Kopaka.
Kopaka.
Kopak.
Tack and tack.
Technically, that is how they say it in the movie, Kopaka.
Epic sigh.
Favorite
Favorite part was the Colby scene.
Stupid names.
She isn't wrong.
I think my favorite scene in the movie was the Coley fight at the end because it displayed Makuta's masterful manipulation skills.
Right click and move from group.
No, remove me. I'm recording this.
no, but seriously though, that's people say that to me. I've heard that argument so many times because of power. Super sick of it.
I've never heard
I
Because
think-
it does not make
manipulation.
sense.
It
It does not make sense.
I like the part where Jonathan Jalla died of a heart attack.
I like that too. I thought that's how it should have gone. And it was very.
Well,
I
fitting.
mean, hang
I
on.
thought that was Matsunui.
Jonathan Jalla getting sucked into the sand twister. What's up?
Oh, all right. So the thing with Makuta's manipulation is that the Koli match is not a big deal for Takua. It's not. Look, everybody's like, "Oh, don't worry, man. You did fine."
Yeah.
At the end, and they're all kind of shaking hands. Like, good game, GG, everybody. and then like the mask of light falls out, and now it's completely different. And like everything, he goes on the quest, and then his best friend dies, and everybody's and he's like, "What?" And he's obviously distraught. And Makuta, who, if he is really, if he's doing this whole manipulation thing, should really draw on that. He kind of mentions it in the movie, but
That was the
he didn't
lead-in.
mention it.
It was the
That was deleted. But I don't know why he did this Coley thing afterwards. Because like,
humiliate him
I know.
further. It was okay. This is what I got from that scene.
Okay.
It was, yes, you're a complete failure. You couldn't even save your friend. You couldn't even warn him. You can't do anything. You're a mockery of a Toa. You couldn't even win the Coley match. So let's have one final Coley match, and that which you will lose because you're a scrub tier lifer, and then I
Yep.
shall dominate the island because
Well,
you shall.
if that was his mindset, I should have just come in and shot Makuta's brains right out.
You would need that.
Yes.
Right?
Gory. It's gory.
No, okay, this is what Makuta should have done then.
Makuta.
Makuta.
Makuta. Instead of being like, all right, holy stuff, he's like, all right, cool. Here's what's gonna happen. If you like, if you can, you're gonna go back and you're gonna go and try to save all your friends before I get to them. Because like, your friend died in front of him. You couldn't save him now. Even as a Toa, you're not gonna be able to save these guys. The Taraga, the Evertoa. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna take them out one by one, or maybe all at once. Maybe I'll crush them with giant stones, like I tried to.
I don't know what that was so funny, but the one with giant stones.
Well, you have to have the stones to do it.
Ha!
So, see, no, it's something. I don't like the Koli thing. It's like it's just there.
I think it was
just
a
to
very
be
nice
there.
metaphor for Makuta's personality.
Makuta's personality.
No. Netsu, what have you done?
He was really good for the first half of the movie. I'll give him that.
I think he was
He was
fine
like,
in the end. I think he was fine.
he was shrouded in shadow, and he was this like this giant mass of shadow and black eyes. And he had this super like kind of deep horrific voice, and he was talking about all this stuff. Should I awake, which was never meant to see the light of day, that kind of deal. Cool. He's very unimpressive at the end. He does like the most stupid idiot ball thing, where he's like, if you win, like somehow he's gonna honor this. So he's like, all right, if you win, you can open the door. That's how it's gonna go.
That part, yeah.
That's
I can see
stupid.
that.
It's just, it's like, I guess like I'm always against and villains putting their plan on the line just to do something with the hero, just to like kind of for no reason, just to other than to let the hero live because the writers needed him to live.
I can see that.
Yeah, and that's why I don't like the Koli match. It was just kind of like Makuta really has no reason to do this at all.
So, when it comes down to it, basically,
Basically,
this
just
movie
entire
sucks.
movie is about
This
him
movie is horrible. It's so
No,
total
it's-
garbage.
It's just
Kai.
There's
Kai.
nothing good about
Kai,
it. We
the
should
point
all
of this
just
was to honor Bionicle.
Stop being
we've
fans of
spent like half an
Realize
hour ripping it to shreds.
What problem the movie had? It was good for its time.
I'm
It
done
had
with
some
life.
nice stuff.
I don't
But
wanna.
it
I
has
don't
so
wanna live
much
in a world where Bionicle movies suck.
I hate this
People
movie.
who talk about it.
Wow, Meso.
I just wrong. My opinions are still valid.
Yeah, but you know what? You're not. So
Kai. The day I take your opinions on the Bionicle story seriously will be the day you read the books.
yep,
Just
I
saying.
concur.
What?
Yeah.
What does that even have to do with anything?
What do you mean? You are not in a place to critique the story. You have not read the true
Yes.
story.
And neither have the majority of the fans that are going to come across this. Only a few dedicated fans that read those books.
I have all the books.
You have all the books.
All the books. Everyone.
And you also are on a podcast dedicated to the story, so you're kind of reinforcing my point here. We're special kind of fans.
Okay, so we've diverged. I'm at
Yes.
this point. I'm almost all for redoing this entire thing because we have done nothing but tear the movie to shreds. The movie that we all agreed, except for some certain squinty-eyed, non-book reading son of a flying Cheeto, that the movie was actually very well built up nicely for the movie that it was and the brand, and it was released.
We're not
in.
redoing
Honestly,
it. We gotta have positive.
for the fine. Well.
It's nice to have a differencing opinion when it's not generically, oh, this was good. This is this is what Bionicle was all about. We need to have some opinions.
Kai.
Okay.
This is what Bionicle was about, okay? Bionicle was about 3 things. It was about friendship, it was about Koli, and it was about podcasts. That is what that movie demonstrated of it. Okay? Now, that I think it held up fine in those regards, that movie. Because...
To be perfect.
Okay, you go on.
To be perfectly honest, I think that the movie, for what it was, held up nicely. I think that for being the first Bionicle movie, and like here's the thing, I'm not too entirely sure how many movies Lego made before this.
To my
Like-
knowledge, none, but I could be wrong.
That's the thing. I'm gonna look it up right now because I'm on Wikipedia. Quick tangent. The guy who voiced Tahu, Scott McNeil, not only voiced Bumanga in
Puma.
Web of Shadows, but he
Bomanga
also
had
voiced.
a voice?
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah,
I
yeah, he did, like real briefly, but he also just so happened to voice Overlord in Ninjago.
Really now? The Overlord.
I did not know that. It made so much sense. Anyway, alright, let's see. Bionicle, Lego.
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 Alright.
Lego.
Lego bag.
There's no list for this thing.
Okay, you know what?
Movies made
this.
by.
Enough of
you guys
this.
continue talking. I'm gonna look this up.
Enough of this first Lego movie. Oh well, what do you know? List of Lego films.
I just found that.
Yes, Master
Shown
Flight
up
was the
by
first. Wait,
Mesonak.
no.
No, it was.
No.
Mask of Light was the first movie Lego ever had to its name.
Yeah,
With
the
that in
Wait a
mind,
second here. No. Monty Python and the Holy Grail in Lego, distributed by the Lego Group. It's a Lego stop-motion animated version of the Camelot dance sequence from the film Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
What? Are you serious?
Created in 2001 and released as an extra feature on the special edition DVD of Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Okay, well that's not a full-fledged movie.
running
About this
time
page.
2 seconds.
I think that's incorrect.
I think that doesn't count.
I think that's incorrect.
Mask of Light was the first movie that Lego ever had to its name. So with
Yeah.
keeping that in mind, it's aimed at a slightly younger audience. It was made in 2003. It was made as Lego's first film, and honestly, with those things in mind, I think that keeps the movie on a higher standard than even some recent things
Yes,
that Lego has made.
that has to
I'll
take
give
think
that.
that
consideration.
the characters were very well represented. Miramax and Lego worked together to give enough references to standing Bionicle fans, like the Matinee
Oh,
Online game reference of Takua
I
being a
loved
second.
that reference.
I didn't even notice
What?
that at first, then it clicked.
Yeah.
Onokoro Highway, did anyone notice that?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I think they just, instead of, you see, like, that was the first Lego movie that not only they made, but that I saw. And that was when I was just starting to get into Bionicle. That opened like a bunch of doors. That got me very interested in its story, the lore, the whole world. And then I found out there's all this stuff behind it. That movie did not remake it. It built off it. It used what had already pre-existed to kind of make its own little thing. And sure, some things needed to be kind of toned down for younger audiences, but that was still a slightly more mature movie.
Yeah.
I mean, they
all
said
things
death.
considered.
There was a character that died on screen.
Yeah.
I think
He
it-
got revived. That doesn't count.
Shut up! He died in the first place. You weren't sure what was gonna happen. 2 people died in that.
Ash
movie. Two.
died in freaking Pokemon
No,
the
shut up.
movies.
Shut up!
Alright.
2 people died in that.
He
movie.
did. He
That
he
was
got turned to
mature.
stone and stuff, and then
Die,
these
die.
Pokemon started crying, and their tears brought him back. It was read a nostalgia critic review. It's kind of.
Die.
I think I
Whenever
gotta
a
go watch
character
Okay,
gets
okay, so
revived,
basically-
they're definitely English.
Bottom line, I still think it is more, more mature than I think
Sure.
Lego stuff nowadays is.
True that.
All right. Nope. I will
I
give you
think
that.
it didn't treat the still standing Lego fans and new Lego fans as complete children. It gave them a little bit of dignity.
Yeah. Mange, what do you think?
Wouldn't-
You've been rather silent.
On the movie overall.
Yes.
Well, okay. Not looking at it with a historical perspective, It's likable. The story is good. The voice acting is good, decent to an extent, I'd say. But the animation, or more like the 3D stuff, is off. It won't appeal as much to people that watch it now. However, looking at it from like the 2003 standpoint, it was decent then. I mean, the 3D stuff was on par with a lot of other things, and considering its budget and how it was released, it's a lot better if you see it from that side. But not only Bionicle fans would be seeing it from that side, or people that had seen it before. I
Yeah.
had some low expectations when I saw it. I mean, when I watched it again, because it's been like, I haven't seen it since like 2004, and I wasn't disappointed. I like the movie, but I don't think incredibly highly of it, even if it's the 10th anniversary.
Oh, you're a disgrace.
Disgrace. People can't like the movie. It can't be the best movie. Here, I'm at a loss for words. What I mean to say is it has to be the best movie ever just because it's celebrating its 10th anniversary. Am I right, guys?
disgrace the Lego fan
Hey, so Batman and Robin is celebrating its what, like 15th, 20th anniversary sometime soon?
That
Shut up.
becomes
We should
honored.
praise it
Stop
then.
right now.
Yeah, it should be the greatest thing
It
ever.
should be the
'cause
greatest.
it's gonna be
Those
the-
bat nipples.
Oh my!
Dude.
Okay, we're done. Come on, we're moving on.
Okay,
We're moving on. Okay,
I
Alina,
guess
what did you think of the movie? Alina, please. What did you think of the movie?
Despite all of my complaints, it's a really nice blast from the past. Like, I loved watching the movie. The characters were interesting. I loved the graphics.
They were very colorful, am I right?
Mhm.
Both the characters and the graphics.
Mhm.
You agree?
And it's like they threw in a few too many jokes for my taste, but they tried to keep the goofy character of Takua, which I always did enjoy. So, no complaints. Well, some complaints, but not too many.
Yeah. What did I?
No complaints.
Well,
That sucks.
Except complaints.
all right. Well, Kahi, what did you think?
I'll keep this brief.
Okay.
I already said most of it. Basically, I enjoyed watching it for, just kind of like a nostalgia thing. I will not say this movie holds up, because to say this movie holds up is to mean that I can watch it today and judge it by today's standards and still say that was a good movie. And I can do that for like The Nightmare Before Christmas, which we saw recently. But I can't say it for this one. I can't say it holds up, but it's still a good movie. You should, if you have not seen it before, you should check it out. Definitely, it's a good piece of Bionicle history. But it's just there's some obvious problems with it. There's some plot stuff that needs to be worked out. There's some animation stuff that could have been done better. But all in all, I would say I enjoyed watching it again. But I also noticed a lot of stuff I didn't notice when I was a kid. And some stuff I thought was pretty weird as a kid.
Yeah.
Like the color.
Yeah.
And like how they somehow knew how to clear Tahu's mind control. But other than that, you get what you get.
Let's actually look at this from a perspective of like Bionicle history now and honoring the franchise, and say, hey, this was legit back in the day. When I saw this as a kid, I was like, oh yeah, Bionicle, yeah. And then they showed it on Toonami, and like there was the Platinum Evoke giveaway and all that stuff. And that was a hype time.
$15,000.
Yeah,
right?
and now that's reared its ugly head again on eBay, and all is well. But all right, what do you think, guys? Do you think that can suffice? Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I think Kahi better hope he doesn't fight me in any games after this point, because I'm gonna just make it my point to make his playing experience as miserable as possible.
Don't worry, Kai.
It's-
Don't worry,
it's
LJ.
only
I'll do it.
because-
I'll do it. for you in Injustice.
Wow.
No, Meso. It isn't the same.
That's
I gotta do it
LJ's way of
myself.
saying that Kahi's totally right, and I have no other way to
You
come
see,
back.
okay, no. You see, you haven't even read the books. You don't even know the majority of the story. It's because you hate reading. You hate reading Bionicle books because obviously, you were watching a video about Bionicle and there was a Greg Farshtey screamer, and you were like scarred for life against Greg Farshtey, and now you can't do anything but hate Greg Farshtey and anything that he's ever done because some stupid moron decided he wanted to scare you as a little child, and you, being a stupid taller little child,
I think I can
can't
totally
get over
do
that
better.
stupid fear and know
do
when
better.
something is actually good, all you do is
Do
nip
better,
it and squint and
Then do
Wow.
better.
Better.
Rewrite your story.
My sleep.
Do it. Write the story.
I should finish that right now.
Yes, you should remake Mask of Light first. Like do like a sub story.
I should do like a pitch, like a like a movie thing.
Here's what you should do. You should write like a short
Cut.
story, not an epic, a short story. And of course, it doesn't necessarily have to be short, but one chapter, and just like go over all the important bits of Mask of Light and do like jump cuts to all the different scenes and write them how you would have interpreted them. Like the fight
All
at
right,
the end.
that might be a thing. I will open up Microsoft Word right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Well,
Right
I
now.
can't say you're not dedicated. However, I think this pretty much wraps up our coverage of Mask of Light. Didn't go exactly as planned, but hey, we don't plan this stuff. That's part of our appeal.
Is it
Alright.
really?
Yes,
If
it
you
is.
have gotten to this point in the recording, in this point in the episode, in the comments, what you need to post is Kahi's a pessimist and a hater.
Or you can put Luna and Elder should make out. Either one.
No!
Either one.
Or do
Oh.
hashtag LJX Elena
Don't
2015 wedding.
Yeah, no, it's Luna X LJ wedding 2015.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
because
weird.
I am the
Yeah,
more
that's-
dominant of the couple.
You are the dumb. In that relationship, you are kind of.
Okay. So goodbye, goodbye everyone. If you felt like hit by a nostalgia rush when like this all happened, then cool for you. Go watch the movie. Have a party.
Mesa, will you link to it in the
Sure,
description?
I will. On YouTube, and also
Alright,
Kai.
we'll-
After the
I'll
fact,
give you-
are you gonna do
I'll
that
give you that
video
link.
you wanted to do? The video footage?
The video footage. You know, I'd like to say I would, but I was hoping for a better quality version of it. The one I got off was not really that good, so I don't know.
Well,
Not too-
talk about it after the fact.
We'll do it.
All right, everybody. Goodbye, and remember,
Goodbye.
Bionicle lives on in your hearts forevermore.
Please
Happy
don't be
anniversary.
cheesy.
Happy
Jesus.
anniversary,
No,
Mask of Light.
Happy anniversary.
10 years.
Happy anniversary.
It was a good thing.
It was a good thing.
Shut
Okay.
Despite everything
was
you
a good-
said.
See you.
It was a good thing.
Good thing. See you, everybody.
Can't even say it was a good movie. It was a good franchise. It's a good thing.
Goodbye, guys.
It's a good thing.
So,
Bye.
okay.